CEO of HostDime. Thank you for joining me in this video cast today. Today we're going to talk about what HostDime see in the evolution of cloud. Obviously, cloud has become a huge adoption for a lot of companies. With so many levels of cloud, what does each cloud mean? And what are we seeing trends towards in our industry? So let's talk a little bit about the three major types of clouds. We have private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. There's a lot of confusion as to what is the main difference between all of them, and I think industry experts have very different opinion of what that is, but we'll speak to it at a high level of what it means to us and how we see it trending in the industry. Public cloud obviously was one of the first, what I consider the mainstream adoption of the types of cloud technologies. There's obviously a consideration for big cloud providers out there, and in general, it means that you have your infrastructure in your cloud in a massive farm of servers that is used by a lot of different businesses and companies. So that's in general. A public cloud is where your data is accessed, but at a high scale. Then you have private cloud. But private cloud is basically, imagine like your own infrastructure in your own cloud environment. So instead of being part of a big server farm that has a bunch of clients, a bunch of applications, you essentially have your own infrastructure that runs only your data, and is designed to your needs. That's basically what a private cloud is. Then we have a hybrid cloud, which we're seeing a huge adoption in hybrid cloud, because when there was a big, when the cloud became a big adoption, I think there was a lot of confusion as to, how can that benefit my company? And I think a lot of businesses rush to put a lot of data in the public cloud, but they're realizing that, having a hybrid cloud adoption can be very beneficial, because you can put certain workloads into certain levels of cloud utilization. To give you an example, we just had a pretty large company get onboarded in our infrastructure about 3 months ago, and what the company does is they do self-driving, truck and self-driving. So they actually have a public cloud infrastructure, but they also have some devices that they needed to aggregate their data, and they adopted, the colocation model, where they bring their own hardware into our data center. That, the way they designed it is they're basically doing a hybrid cloud adoption, because they're using some of their own hardware, and they're using at the same time public cloud, and they're basically putting certain workloads and data on their own, some of their own hardware, while still using the cloud in the data center, but essentially adopting certain applications or certain data to their own hardware, while leveraging the public cloud for other applications. That's a great example of how hybrid cloud is functioning today, and I think we're going to continue to see a huge adoption. Instead of putting everything to public cloud or putting stuff into private cloud, which could get expensive, you have a hybrid cloud approach where you put stuff where it fits best, instead of putting everything together where it may not make sense. And when you scale, it just gets expensive. And we see a lot of that now, where clients have scaled up on public cloud, and they're realizing, I could be saving 30-40% by doing a hybrid approach. And the beauty of that is that, we can offer all those levels of cloud services. So we can definitely help with the hybrid cloud approach and maximize, efficiencies and obviously costs.